right. So we're going right in. First album we are going to talk today is J. Cole's album, The Fall Off. So this is his seventh studio album, released February 6th, and it's 24 tracks for a total time of 1 hour and 40 minutes. On the video for The Fall Off, I believe it was The Fall Off is Inevitable, Cole leads with a small note. For the past 10 years, this album has been handcrafted with one intention, a personal challenge to myself to create my best work. To do on my last what I was unable to do on my first. Then he continues, I owed it first and foremost to myself. Secondly, I owed it to hip hop. The album touches on themes of the pressure of fame, personal growth, hip hop, and much more. So, Gallup, I wanted to ask you, kind of like dialing in on what he said in that quote, do you feel like he achieved, what he was looking to do with, kind of, I don't want to say upselling his first album, but do you think that it was his best work?
I will say this. It was too many songs. Too many songs. If he took the time to pick 14 songs, this would have been his second best album.
Okay. What do you think?
Next to 2014, to 2014 Forest Hills Drive. If he curated the songs and picked the top 14, this would have been his second best album. That was my and then I'll talk about how much I love it. But my biggest issue with this was it was too long and there were too many songs and they were kind of all over the place. Now, I get that like the one thing that I did appreciate was like I think this is his most personal body of work. Like this was not for anybody who, to be honest, this was barely for J. Cole fans. It seems like this was mostly for him. Like he had a bunch of songs that he was trying to kind of like tell a very specific story that he experienced and like get his point across. And again, like as a J. Cole stan, like I understood the story that he was trying to tell. He even like kind of posted on his blog saying like, listen, the first disc is when I was 29 and I went back home when I was 29. Second disc is when I was 39 and went back home. And this is like the story behind that, right? First of all, I appreciated that he said that before dropping the album, dropping the double disc. When I listened, and I've listened to it a few times since it came out, probably like 6 or 7 times.
Jesus Christ!
Sorry. But I think that for the most part, like I thought the album was really, really good. I thought it was really good. I think there's just too many songs. I think some songs are kind of out of place, but for the most part, I think that he painted a very, very vivid picture of like of the story that he was trying to tell of his life back home, his life back in Fayetteville. Now that getting that out of the way, the more objective things out of the way, this nigga is spitting on this motherfucking album. This nigga is rapping. And as Rome says, this is a technical schmectical. He has some technical schmectical raps for sure. But he also has a couple features. He also has a Thames feature. Yes. He has a Burna Boy feature. He has a Future feature. I think that the features are perfect. I love the Burna Boy record.
Yeah, that
I love the Burna Boy record. And again, like I guess my biggest disappointment is that this wasn't as curated as it could have been. I think that he really could have. I think that he really could have just taken more time to take a lot of songs off and never release them. I'm not saying they're bad songs, but as a cohesive project, as a cohesive project. Wait, what just happened?
You could have took them off and never released them.
Never.
But they're not bad songs. No. They're not bad. Put those out.
They're not bad songs. They're not bad songs. But a lot of them are redundant. Like is what he's trying to say. He just like one song he's saying one thing, and then another song he's saying the same shit. and I was like, if I had to pick one, I'd pick this one. But it seems like he just wanted to put them all on there for the sake of making a double disc. And then we get into the whole double disc conversation, and it's like that to me felt a little unnecessary. So yeah, but overall, if I had to rank Cole albums, I would say like this is probably like right above, and unfortunately it's right above. To me, it's right above Born Sinner and right below KOD.
Okay.
Right below KOD.
Yo.
Yeah.
Rika
wait,
gotta chill.
Wait, what?
Let's see. Your food isn't bad. Just never cook again.
Never cook again. Damn. Damn.
Oh, yeah. So that's my take on the Cole album. That's my take on the Cole album.
That's solid. That's a solid review.
All right. Now we will pivot to
Rome.
Jerome. We want to hear what you had to say about J. Cole's album. If you please. For the
people. I spent my entire weekend listening to this.
Yeah, I bet. Longer.
It's long.
Album long as shit. I got ADHD, bro. I don't know. Like,
no, that's facts.
Like,
I'm
keeping a buck. Keeping a buck with you. Like, overall, though, I do think it's a solid Cole project. It's a solid Cole. I like. It's cool. I do like.
This is the one time. This is the one time where I'm actually okay with you saying it's cool.
It's a cool.
That's
project.
Got that.
That's kind of how I felt.
No, it was some real shit. Like, see, and I knew this was going to happen because he automatically think I'm going to be the ultimate Cole hater. I don't hate Cole. I don't
squashed
hate him.
that beef already.
We squashed that beef.
We
made some establishments. Everything's peachy.
And I thought about what you said when I was listening to it, and I was like, I see what Rome is talking about, especially with this album. Continue.
But like the first quarter of that album had my attention. I'm not like that. I like Safety. I thought Safety was a great track.
Yeah.
What else?
2-6.
Poor 2-6 was cool. I just thought the chorus was kind of corny. It gave a little bit of Drake, but it is what it is. What was it? The Poor Thing. Like,
oh yeah, Poor Thing.
Poor Thing was good.
Yeah, like it was cool until that the whole punk bitch thing kept going for like 2 minutes. I'm just like, bro, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? Like, come on. All right, we get it. You really hate this guy. we get it, bro.
It's local nigga.
This local beat. All right, look, cool. Look, hey, here for it. But there are a couple things I do have like that just screamed a little corny to me. I mean, a lot of people enjoyed this, but like I don't have a problem of you paying homage to certain rappers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's just the way you go upon it. It just don't sell it to me.
It missed.
Like
you're talking about what if?
Though.
Talking
so
about
what if?
Concept.
Yeah.
What if?
Yeah.
What if?
That didn't need to make
it's one of them. That didn't need to make
it needed. You know what? I think it needed more time. I think the concept is great. I think he needed to bake that a little bit more, like do a couple drafts. Yeah. I think it could have been amazing. It just needed more time to bake, I think.
Yeah.
Like it's all right. We got the Tupac thing. We got the.
I didn't like the P.D. Pablo record, to be honest. I like the beat, but the P.D. Pablo record was
which
a
one
little.
Was that?
That was shit. What's
I didn't even know P.D. was on it.
Certain things are needed.
Old dog.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't
really like that record either.
Like,
it just seemed like he was a lot. He was trying to do a lot.
Yeah,
like a lot.
There wasn't. I don't think that this was like it had a cohesive concept at all.
That's exactly what I put in my notes. Not cohesive. It
didn't have a cohesive.
It was definitely like I feel like the perfect word that you used was a project. I feel like it definitely gave more of like a project vibe. It's something that he really wanted to have out there.
Yeah.
But when we talk about like album, especially an album that's an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah.
I feel
be
like
honest.
at minimum it should be cohesive. Because why am I sitting here for an hour 40 minutes?
Nah, I'll be honest.
time?
Of Cole. No,
Of this
of
album,
Cole.
I like Cole. I like 2014. I like a lot of stuff.
I'll be honest.
I will listen to those.
I'll be honest. This was a mixtape.
Yeah.
This reminded me of the come up and the warm up, where you're just putting a bunch of songs on a tape. This wasn't 2014 Forest Hills Drive where you had a concept. This wasn't KOD where you had a concept. This wasn't For Your Eyes Only where you had a concept. This was more like Born Sinner where you had a bunch of songs.
Wait, so with those, like what you just said, right?
Yeah.
There was a video that he put out that he was saying like just the cohesiveness of his personal growth as far as his albums. He said that what was it? KOD, For Your Eyes Only, and the off season. Those were like lyrical exercises.
Yeah.
So for him to have those as your lyrical exercises,
he said those are lyrical exercises, but with no concept, because they definitely had concepts to them.
But according to his career thing, like, you know, from he's like, though we don't count those for real. I don't know.
He said that?
Yeah.
Oh damn! I gotta look that up.
Yeah,
that's surprising to me, because again, like
so
from
I'm
a consumer standpoint, I'm like, these are the most conceptual.
But I'm like, we need more of that. I don't give a fuck about you. Listen, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't give a fuck about what you got going on. I want to hear these raps, nigga. I'm trying to hear these raps.
No, I agree.
Like,
I agree. I was listen.
We know you can do it. You be holding back your punches. I'm like, bro, just swing.
He pulls his punches for show.
Like, damn, come on, bro. I really be rooting for him. I promise you, I really be rooting for him.
You don't have to sway me. We squashed this beat. I know what you're. No, literally, when we talked about it, I was thinking about what you were saying when I was listening to this album for the first time, second time, all the way up into the seventh time. And I hear it. I hear exactly what your beef is. And I was hoping that he was going to, again, give us something, again, just more like a clear concept where he's like, this is what this story is. Just this one. Like, this is the concept. And then just keep making sure the songs make sense with that concept. Nigga, when I heard Old Dog, I was like,
yo, and it's songs on top of songs too. We got songs that's like 5 minutes.
It's too much songs. Yeah.
We got 5 minutes. We got 2 songs in the songs.
Yeah.
So songs.
Like, I will listen. I feel like Cole, I feel like Cole could have gotten away. Like, again, I can go through both discs and pick out the songs that would made this a classic album. You know, like, we only need one. Who the fuck is you? We only need one. That's a hit. That's a hit. We only need one of those. We need one hit. The rest of them, we need more safeties. We need more of what was the Burner Boy track? Like, we need one of those.
Like the one with Features and Temps.
Yeah, we need one of those. Like,
that was a good one.
There were so many great songs that would have fit a very specific concept, but we got 24. 24. This again, I honestly, as the fall off, again, because there was a lot of hype around the fall off.
Right.
As the fall off, I feel like this was like kind of this was a little disappointing, because this was more like Friday Night Lights, you know. And I'm not saying in terms of quality. I'm not saying in terms of quality. I'm saying in terms of direction. I'm just gonna make a bunch of songs and put them on a project. You know what I mean? And that's what this felt like. He made a bunch of obviously he made a bunch of songs, and he just threw them on a project. And again,
from a 10-year span,
from a 10-year span, bro, you could hear it too.
Yeah,
you can hear it. I'm like, this shit would have came out 10 years ago. Like, this doesn't sound like the off-season Cole. You know what I mean? Right. It doesn't sound like that. You know, so
he was actually rapping on that shit too.
Yeah. So I'm you know, I think I'm just you know, I'm a little disappointed with how long it was and how, like, I guess all over the place it was, to be honest. But listen, I still think that he showed like glimmers of like, yeah, I'm Spitter McSpitty. You know what I mean? Like, he raps, but then he goes back to like a song like Old Dog or What If, and it's like, this just doesn't belong on this album, bro.
We don't need it. I still love her. We don't need it. We already
we didn't need that. We didn't need that.
We already like we get it, bro. Like shit, like we don't need it. We got one from him. We got one from like Nas or whoever. Yep. And like, come on. I see what you're trying to do, but it's just don't work for me.
Yeah,
make that clear. I don't need nobody on TikTok on my ass again. We ain't doing that shit.
I don't think Cole fans will disagree with you, bro. I don't think Cole fans.
I don't know. The Cole fans, they be on some shit, bro.
As a Cole fan, listen. I will say this. Listen, if we referencing that clip, bro, you did it to yourself. You said
no. You said no.
You said
edit that clip.
You said
I didn't edit.
There's no edit in that clip. It's a straight up. This here clip. It's a.
There was no context.
Wait. So what did you say? What exactly did you say?
I asked him a question. I said, so Cole's not even in your top 10, and he said no. That is the part that threw people for a loop. That is the thing that you said, and you said it with your chest.
Yes,
absolutely. But that's not my fault. That's not my fault. You said the thing.
Hey,
you can't say that to Cole fans, bro, because they're gonna be like, "Nigga, have you lost your mind?" That's it.
And I'll be like, "Yep, I did."
Oh,
and I did.
Okay, but don't be mad at that TikTok came for.
Oh no! I looked at that shit and was cracked the fuck up because y'all mad as hell. Like, damn, y'all that pressed.
Listen, we're not OVO hoes. First of all,
oh no,
we're not.
Those guys.
We're not OVO hoes.
Those guys is a different breed. I don't even.
Sorry, RJ. I know you like.
No,
Drake.
I didn't know that's what they were getting called. I didn't.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, OVO.
But no, there was a conversation that been going on a lot of like hip hop pods as far as just far as like lyricism, like, all right, is J. Cole better than Lupe when it comes down to lyricism? And I said no. That's all it is. I didn't say
you didn't say that, bro. You didn't. You mentioned that, but you also topped it off with you said I think a lot of people are way better than Cole, which is valid.
Oh yes,
which is which is valid. But to say that J. Cole is not a top 10 is what sent people over, bro.
If you listen to a lot of music, you wouldn't even put him in the top 10.
And I feel like that's rough because especially after here, people coming in, people already been here. That's kind of I guess
that's what I'm saying. Like I said, none taken. Like a lot of people, I've said this numerous times. Like they don't listen to a lot of music. People don't do a lot of digging when it come down to hip hop. I know it's just the same way with you as far as R&B. I know you got a lot of singers that's on that list. That's like, yo, they not fucking with him. They not fucking with her.
That's facts. Like if we talking about vocalists, and I'd be like, like Tevin Campbell's a way better singer than Usher. Like,
exactly. Exactly. So that's all it is for real.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just the coleslaws was on my ass.
the coleslaws.
They was on my ass. I said, yo, y'all got two, bro.
Oh my god. Hey man.
They already hurting. You can't kick them while they down, bro.
Nah, you
can't. His strongest album, bro. You can't kick them while they're down, bro. This crazy work.
Nah, this album was it
was a safe album. We're going to say it was a very safe J. Cole project.
I need another one. I need a new one. I need a redo. I need a redo.
And then let's talk about it, because a lot of people are saying this is supposed to be, you know, his retirement album. I don't know if he's expressly, you know, said it, but I feel like he's going to continue. But I mean, he is, you know, as we saw, this 39, like he's over, you know, the threshold of like being young and having all these crazy, you know, crazy young and dumb tracks. Like, do you guys feel like he has another one in him? And do you think that he could do better than, you know, what he just released?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I think he can if he don't talk about himself.
Okay.
In his personal life.
No, like that's facts. No, nigga,
like,
that is
if we like he can get to like he can, you know what I'm saying? He can get with the bars and stuff. I just need him to not talk about himself. Last thing before we start talking about this project, I don't need no more mulatto bars, bro.
You don't like melodic Cole, huh? You don't like melodic
I
Cole?
don't need no melodic, no mulatto bars. I don't. I don't want to hear no. I'm that nigga and my mom's white. That gives logic. I don't need that shit, bro. I don't need that.
Don't
shit.
come for his biracial identity.
I don't want to hear that shit. Not on Black History Month, bro. No, nigga, what?
No,
Bro's biracial, man. Bro's biracial.
You're done.
I don't care. I don't want to hear that shit. Hey, baby,
biracial girl. I want to hear that shit.
It's Black History Month. Come on.
Hey, man, listen. It's not we're not a monolith, man. He has a different experience, you know what I'm saying?
And I, you know, like the reason I asked that question,
Rome hates that shit.
J. Cole has had a very, like, he's talked about it, you know, he's moved place to place. Like he's not a, I don't want to say like a hood rapper. Like he's not that way. It's definitely like more intellectual. But so, you know,
to Rome's point,
do you feel like he's kind of reached a point where there's nothing else to talk about, or do you?
That's what I was just gonna say.
And
that's what I was just gonna say. He to Rome's point, he's talked about that already a lot of times. And my worry, this is like my worry, because this is kind of how I like stop listening to Drake. It's because Drake has been talking about the same shit for 20 motherfucking years. You know what I mean? Like the same shit. And so you know, like I need to sense like some kind of evolution. And again, like this album is essentially telling the same story as like For Your Eyes Only. Again, like going like your home life, you know, like when you go back home and you experience this thing. Although, you know, and again, it's like we only need to hear that one time,
right?
You know, and so that's why, again, like Rome, you said, like off season, that felt like that was like an evolution of like, okay, this is the headspace that I'm in. I'm just trying to bar it up. Like that felt like it was like, okay, like this is a very intentional like project where there's a very clear goal here with this one. And then this album felt like it was kind of like a regression back to like what's comfortable. You know what I mean? And again, Cole is an introspective nigga. Like we get that. And with that, he ends up rapping a lot about himself. You know what I mean? Yeah. And if I'm like comparing like apples to oranges or whatever, like I think about Kendrick and like the point that you made, Rome, about like, yeah, Kendrick takes these different concepts and capitalizes on those concepts, but still stays true to the concept. You know what I mean? And so that, and I really, you know, and I think, what was that one album?
And it's art too. Like,
yeah,
very, with Cole, it's like, okay, he's just rapping on this shit.
Yeah. So I think, and again, I think we've seen like glimmers of Cole's ability to be able to do that, but it seems like it's too far outside of his comfort zone, to be honest, to like really execute it. Like I think that he kind of stays in his pocket, but he's been in the same pocket for so long to the point where it's like, all right, bro, we gotta get to the next layer. And so to answer your question, RJ, I think he needs to go away for a while.
That's always your answer.
No. He needs to go away. No, it's the only true answer. He needs to go away for a while and like live
Everything
life.
to go away.
Live life,
Yeah.
and
Maybe
like
live a little more.
experience some shit, experience some neat, and then we want to hear about that.
Right.
Like if you experience some shit or witness some shit or travel, like come up with some creative ideas to some shit that we've never heard before. Not
ain't
just
even
for
gotta-
pertaining to you, but just in general.
Yeah.
General.
It ain't got to be about you all the time.
Nah,
Not
hell
this
nah,
time.
hell nah.
But we like to hear stories. You could deal with it, have somebody else's bullshit. Put it in your music.
Listen,
like some shit.
Mr. Morale is one of my favorite albums ever because listen, Kendrick has like 1 or 2 songs where he really talks about himself,
Right.
but for the most part, he's taking a concept about something that everybody kind of experiences. You know what I mean? And so it's like that's taking a concept and really painting a picture of a world that, you know what I mean? But again, like, and so I was just a little like, heard
That's
this.
cool.
And I think,
It's cool.
I feel like your
Yeah.
point about him being introspective is one of the things, like I feel like everything is a blessing and a curse because being introspective means he's really good at like seeing what's going on his insides.
Yeah.
But one of the questions I wanted to ask was, how do you guys feel about the truck sale? A lot of people have been going back and forth about
watched it.
Okay, a lot of people have been going back and forth about whether or not it's appropriate for a rich person to be, they're using the words cosplaying as poor, because he's they're
that's
pissed.
crazy.
They're
The Honda
pissed.
Civic Tour?
With a brand
Yeah.
new engine. J. Cole has been riding around the city, his attempt was to connect with that part of him that did that before when he was coming up in hip hop. He's like, I had this pitch and I just really wanted to get back to that. But a lot of people are looking at it and saying it's disingenuous because he's got cars sitting in his garage. Like, you driving around a Honda Civic talking about, oh yeah, I'm one of you guys. And it's like, no, you're definitely not one of us. So how do you guys feel about that concept of, somebody like J. Cole, who's obviously well off, kind of trying to connect with, who he used to be?
I think I'm just gonna briefly I haven't watched any of them, to be honest. But I'm just gonna briefly reiterate that like a lot of what Cole is doing right now is for him. It's for him. It's for his own ego. And not saying like in a negative way. He's just like he's just trying to cross things off of his own checklist, maybe before he retires. You know what I mean? And I can respect that. Like again, I think he's in a headspace where he doesn't really care too much about what everybody else thinks, especially after that whole apology shit. I think he is genuinely in a like, honestly, I'm just gonna do what I want to do right now. Like people are gonna give their opinions regardless. Like if this is well received, great. If it's not, like that, whatever. And again, I respect it. Now, I personally am not a fan of the again, let's call it what it is, the promo. The promo of it. Like I'm just not really a fan of that, to be honest with you. Like I personally just want to hear it in the music, to be honest. So that's why I haven't watched any of these videos. And yeah, like I think that, to be honest, it's giving God's plan. Those God's plan videos. It's giving God's plan. Yeah. And I'm not a fan.
No!
I'm not a fan. It does feel disingenuous,
Can I just say that as someone, my first car was a 98 Honda Civic, so I low-key kind of get it.
Shout out to Honda.
I was just looking a couple weeks ago at the 98 Honda Civics and seeing if there were any on sale, because I would get it again if I could. Love
Great
a
car.
Honda Civic.
Always starts.
Right? Thank you. Treated me so well. I miss you, baby. Shout out to Honda Civics.
Man.
Yeah.
But I would do that on my own time. If I had all the money in the world, I would get my little Honda Civic and reminisce, but like keep that to myself.
I was just gonna say, Atari.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I was you used the word, RJ, disingenuous. That's the first thing that popped into my mind when you said that. I was like, no, he did what?
Yeah.
Like it just seems so out of touch. Like, this isn't you anymore. You be proud of what you've done. You know, you are an accomplished person. Act like it. Like, this isn't you anymore. Who you are is a you know, superstar hip hop artist. Like,
Yeah.
you
I
know,
think
act
when I
like it.
saw it, like a part of me wondered, like, is he for some reason feeling like, I don't know, like it's undeserved or guilty or something? Because, like, to your point, like, you've made it, you've accomplished it, like, you're allowed to live in it and, you know, enjoy it and, you know,
Yeah.
feel like you deserve it without having to, oh yeah, this is who I used to be. Like, it's like the whole point of the album felt like he wasn't supposed to be proving himself. It's supposed to be like, no, I am this and I don't have to prove myself to anybody. But then he turns around and does almost the exact same thing when, you know, he's driving around in a Honda Civic. And again, like we keep saying, you know, here and on the podcast, it's like these things can come across as more genuine if they're not recorded. If they're
That
not
was the
recorded
part.
and posted and, you know.
That's the
Yeah, it's like giving a bum or whatever homeless man a meal and you recording that shit. We don't
Yep.
want to see that shit, bro.
Yeah.
Just do it for the kindness of your heart. You know, we don't need your validation on this shit.
Yeah.
Like, just
Exactly.
if you're gonna do it, just go ahead and do it. Like
Yeah.
we trust me, the people do not care.
Right.
I will say this though.
Like, don't advertise it to me. I don't
No,
know.
no, no. That's facts. And I'm not even trying to play devil's advocate here. I genuinely think that Cole, on like a therapist level, like on a psychological level, I genuinely think that Cole has like a deep seated need for validation, especially from the hip hop community. And I think his racial identity has something to do with that too. Like I think and we kind of see it in his, again, in how he's moved. You know what I mean? Like, and this kind of proves that point, because if you were really just trying to, like, again, like he says, like, do it for hip hop, turn the cameras off. Like, you can drive around the country. If this is fulfilling to you, just drive around the country and do the thing. But you don't need to like make a big thing about it. You know what I mean? And again, like, and yeah, listen, fans are gonna pull their phones out and be like, oh my God.
Exactly.
That's gonna happen.
Let them say it.
Let them say that shit. But you don't need to, like, bring your camera crew.
Honda Civic tour. We're gonna go ahead and drive this car all around the states.
Or if you want to record it, I feel like if you want to record it, keep it on your phone. Make a little DVD at the house. Like, do what you got to do. Like, if that's what you really want to do and you want it documented and you want to see it, maybe release it. You know what? I feel like
you should have did a doc. You should have did a doc.
Do a documentary. Release that like 4 years down the line. You would have.
He used to do documentaries for HBO. He used to do that shit. Yeah, I think that's when he was still with Rock Nation, and he was still, like, it was still in his contract and shit. But he used to do documentaries with Rock Nation after the whole cycle of the album, like after the fact. What's up, GDP?
I was going to say thank y'all for clearing that up, because I was looking here puzzled, like, why is everybody getting so mad about this? But then after hearing what y'all were saying and stuff, it kind of does make more sense. Yeah. So yeah, it's the same thing for clearing that up.
Yeah, he
it just is out of corny.
He's out of corny. No, he's out of touch at this point, for real. You know, and it's like, and again, I'm not surprised. Like, he's 40, you know, like, and I don't know, like, I think he just needs to go away for a little bit. But yeah, I don't like the self. Honestly, I don't like the self promo. I've never been a fan of self promo like that. This is one of the reasons I don't like Kevin Hart. Like, making his own documentary.
Kevin Hart stray, like, bro.
You know, he caught a fucking stray. Like, he made his own documentary and put it on Netflix, and like, it was just weird, bro. And again, like, just let the music speak for itself. You know, like, listen, like, just watch Kendrick move. You know what I mean? Like, watch, if we're talking like underground shit, like, I'm a fan of Tech Nine. Like, watch Tech Nine move, bro. His fan base is solely because people fuck with his music and fuck with, you know, he's not out here like doing the most. So yeah.
It's just weird to see him in the Fall Off trailer with a lamb truck. You're washing off this lamb, and then you pull up with a fucking Honda Civic.
Like, don't piss me off, bro.
No, don't nothing
piss me
against
off,
the
bro.
Honda Civic, but it's just don't make sense. Like, what are you doing?
Hey,
Yeah.
listen, I blame Ebe. To be honest, not everybody can have a Dave Free. Not everybody can have a Dave Free on their side.
What did she do?
Damn.
Ebe is his manager.
La, la, la,
La,
la.
la, 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 la,
Nah,
la.
nah,
Oh, not
Eve. Not
Eve.
Eve.
Oh, I thought you said
No.
I was like, what is she
Yeah.
doing?
Eve, I was like,
Nah,
Keep it out
Eve
the
didn't
way
get a
for a
fucking
minute. She
stray.
didn't do
No,
nothing.
Ibrahim,
Shouts
his
out to
man.
Eve.
Oh,
No, hey, shout out to Eve, bro. Eve,
For real.
come on.
Yes.
She's one of the richest
Eve,
women in hip hop
how
right
you
now.
doing?
Married
Oh,
a fucking
God.
billionaire.
And
Oh, did
death.
she?
And yeah,
Yeah, she out in London now. Yeah, get done though.
Yeah.
As she should. As she should. As she
Yeah.
should.
But no,
Amanda King,
Ibrahim,
bro, you
his,
getting me.
J. Cole's manager. J. Cole's manager, I feel like, is just kind of, again, just moving in a. Again, he's not keeping things close to the chest like we know Dave Free and Kendrick do. You know what I mean? And so yeah. But sorry, Cole. I was underwhelmed on this album. Hopefully, in a number of years, you can double back and pick up where you left off on the off season. So
Yeah, I mean, I hope that this isn't the last. There were some really, I feel like really good tracks, but I don't feel like there were any strong, definitive, tracks from the album aside from maybe 2-6 and Safety. But, they were good tracks, but I feel like those were the only, standout ones.
yeah.
As opposed to Baby Keem's new album, Casino. Baby Keem released his second studio album titled Casino on February 20th. It had 11 songs, much shorter than certain albums that won't be named. And
Wow, that's a gunshot
under-
right there.
Man, under 40 minutes. It's his first album since 2021, but it has strong features from Kendrick Lamar as well as Too Short. So
What?
yeah,
Bitch!
yeah, and he said it on the record too. It was a good, really, really strong album. Have any of you heard the album?
I heard it one
Not
time.
yet.
Okay.
I heard
Okay.
it one time.
Any thoughts?
Within that one release, I enjoyed it. I did enjoy it. See, I'm gonna keep it a buck. This Casino album is something that I would like to see with Cole, because this was a very personal album. If you paid attention to the rollout or whatever, he had a little documentary, pretty much, just him growing up and him being adopted and things like that, out in Vegas and stuff. And it was first off, it was shot. It was well put. You know how PG Lane do. You know how PG Lane do when they come down to their visuals. It was really good. But the album itself, I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it. The features was great. I do want to sit down with it a little bit more. The people are expecting something like a melodic blue. This is not any of that. So we're gonna just cut that short. This is a personal album. He's talking about a lot of personal stuff, and the reason why he had a little hiatus, grandma passed, and then having the situations with his mom and all of that stuff, him being adopted, all that. It was a very, very personal album, but it was well put. It was well put. I will say that. So
Yeah. Personally, I feel like it was really as opposed to what we were kind of talking about earlier, I feel like it was put together really well and it felt cohesive. Even from the intro track, what is it called? No Security, to go right into Casino, which is the album's, title. The transition was strong. Lots of tracks on the album were strong. It really felt because for some of them, it felt like they fed into each other without directly feeding into each other the same way that Kendrick fed in directly into each other. But the concepts kind of flowed from one to another. And I like when albums take you on a journey. I like to feel the beginning and the end. I feel like, you know, with other albums we talked about, I didn't know when it was gonna end. I didn't know when it was gonna be over, and it was like making me angry. It didn't feel like a beginning, middle, and end. And this felt like, you know, a thoughtful beginning, a thoughtful middle, thoughtful end. And, you know, one of the songs to me that, or well, I guess there were a few of them, but Birds and the Bees, loved that beat. I thought that beat was so different, and so like, I don't know, it just had a great vibe, as well as House Money. I smell something. And Circus Circus. I really like Circus Circus. I feel like that song specifically would have me PRing in the gym because the beat was like so insane. But all that being said, I felt like it was super cohesive, super honest. I thought it was a great album, especially because, you know, like, it's been a minute since he dropped. Obviously, he's been going through a lot. Like, I feel like this was a PR for him, to be honest.
Yeah. And that I'm Not a lyricist track. Hell yeah. You know what he's doing.
Like, from top to bottom. Strong.
I'm gonna have to listen to it. I'm gonna try to listen to it.
It's worth it. It's worth it.
I heard 10s across the board from a lot of people.
Yeah.
So I believe it. I like Baby King. I think he's dope.
Yeah. And I like that it was so, you know, personal, but it didn't feel like, it felt like he was telling the story of his life, but it didn't feel, I don't know, for some reason it didn't feel like too personal to where it was just like, I'm just talking about me. It felt like I'm telling you guys the story of my life so you guys can understand me, kind of, but just different than like Cole talking, like, this is what's going on in my life. Like,
not trauma dumping. Basically.
Well, I'm technically
not trauma dumping, but it's more of one. Keem has a lot of voice inflations and stuff too, so it's like he might go high right here, he might go low right here. It's like we're going on a journey when it comes down to these sounds and stuff like that. Versus with Cole, it's just
Cole is here. Cole is
very mono. He's very
monotone. That's why 24 tracks on that shit.
24 on that. Oh my god.
Like, hey, bro.
Oh my god.
I wasn't. You know what? I tried to listen to it. I think I was like sick one day. I tried to listen to Cole's The Fall Off, and I got to a point where I was like, man, turn this shit. I like that Cole. I think
we was in the Discord. No, we was in the Discord call.
Okay.
We was in the Discord call and we was like, yeah. She was like, let me try to listen to the Fall Off.
Yeah. When you were
and she was like, damn.
I was getting an attitude because like you said, we know he can do better. You know, there's better that he can give. It's just, I don't know what needed to happen for this, but I felt like there was so much potential, and I just was getting irritated that, you know, he wasn't delivering. How do you be gone for, you know, XY amount of time and then come back with this?
Do you think it's production? Do you think it's production?
I feel like the production sounded good. I just feel like it was just very like, I'm just like, we need more.
Yeah. We need more.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's pretty much it. Baby Keem, I feel like that was a really, really good album. I'm gonna take a second listen, and I feel like it's gonna be even better. But now we can transition on to Brent Faiyaz. So Brent Faiyaz dropped his Icon album, and interestingly enough, it dropped the day before Valentine's Day. I believe it was February 13th that it dropped. And rather than his usual, you know, F-boy type vibes, it was a more love-driven, R&B, smooth type of album. So Gallup, I know this is your lane, so I'm gonna let you take this away.
I'm gonna do a shameless plug real quick, but I actually reviewed and reacted to this album over on my YouTube channel. And listen, I think I gave this album like a 6.9 out of 10 or something like that. My biggest problem, I'll just start with the problems about this album, is that I'll say this: Brent has stepped outside of his comfort zone on this album, which I respect that he wanted to try something a little new. Brent has historically, like you said, toxic R&B. he has historically been on like more of the toxic front. But at the same time, Brent also, this is like a more technical thing. Brent also makes songs in a minor key, and it gives a very specific feel, a very different feeling.
That's why I couldn't listen, bro. When I listened to all of his old albums, something about the way it sounded like bothered me, and I couldn't figure out. I was like, why does it always sound like he's out of tune? But I know he's in tune. But it always sounds like weird. It's the minor.
He always makes songs in a minor key, which again like kind of gives like a sad, like more of a dramatic, sad feeling, right? And with this album, he's like, I'm gonna make some songs in a major key, you know. And to be honest with you, like I haven't listened to Brent in a while, but I actually found Brent through Sonder. Like Sonder was my shit, and I liked more of like the ambient sounding, more like timbo drum sounding production, and the more dark sounding like Brent Faiyaz kind of songs, right? More stripped back. Like I enjoyed that. And a lot of his music was that, and he was working with the same producers for a long time. And then he stopped. And then we got this album where he's again experimenting with being like much more blunt and much more like this is kind of his transition to me away from like more dark R&B into like more pop R&B. Because there were I heard a lot of Michael Jackson influence on this album. And I will say this. He is on the same path. And I said this in my review. He's on the same path as The Weeknd. Because The Weeknd did the same shit. He was the House of Balloons, the whole trilogy of his mixtapes were all bangers, and they were all dark and ethereal and ambient.
I love that,
and you felt it. And then he got signed. Then he got signed to, I think he's RCA. He got signed, and he started to go into like more of a poppy sound where you kind of lose the thing that drew you to him. And Brent is kind of on that path with this album. This was a very, very poppy version of Brent Faiyaz that was, again, either hit or miss. And when I'm looking for Brent, I'm trying to hear the more dark ambient stuff. This was way outside of that. And to be honest, it missed for me. I was like, I don't really want to hear you try to sound like Michael Jackson the same way I don't want to hear The Weeknd try to sound like Michael Jackson. Like I'll listen to Michael Jackson if I want to hear Michael Jackson.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
everybody's Michael Jackson now.
Yeah. So to be honest with you, I appreciate that the album wasn't super long because I just wanted to get through it. I will say that my favorite songs are the first two songs.
Yeah,
that's it. And when I say the first two, I mean the intro with no singing.
Wrong Faces.
And Wrong Faces. Yeah. The intro, the orchestral intro had me excited. I was like, oh, this is about to be something that is back to like broody Brent. And then we got Wrong Faces. I was like, this is a banger. And then the rest of the songs were a wash for me. I was like, yeah.
I feel like the hard part with this album is it's like most of it felt fine, but to your point, besides the first two, like there was nothing that like stood out to me. Like Wrong Faces was the clear, winner as far as like songs on the album, but everything after that, like I will say, when it comes to Brent Faiyaz, I don't know if it's just me being picky, but like sonically, I cannot listen to him normally. I just cannot.
Hot take. I'm about to drop a hot take on your ass. And I said this over on Rhythm and Banter. But I'm gonna say it now. Brent Faiyaz is a mid singer.
Okay, that's why.
He's not that great of a vocalist.
You know what? I'm gonna agree with that hot take. I don't like audio wise, I cannot take it. This album though, I feel like sound wise, he was a little bit better. He was a little less, I feel like I could listen.
Vocally, vocally, he was a little bit better, but the production in this album lacked to me.
I feel like they had a direction, but I do feel like, I don't really feel like it fit who he's been. So I definitely could see what you mean about like him kind of like maybe pivoting on to like, pop R&B.
Chad Hugo worked on this album.
Yeah,
Okay.
He did a few songs on this album, and so he kind of when you kind of have that as context, you kind of like, oh yeah, I can kind of hear it. I can kind of hear like the more upbeat shit, Yeah, I think that I definitely think that because the production lacked on this, like it just kind of fell flat. And like, I've been off of Brent since he stepped away from Sonder. Like I think that he absolutely had more of a he had a sound. He had a sound that he made his own with Sonder, with D-Pat and Atu. Like that trio was perfect. That's how everybody found him. And then both of them niggas, I'm sure the money was weird. I'm sure the deals were weird, but they all parted ways, and you can hear it, dog. Like Too Fast is still, to me, his best song. Like, and that's a Sonder song, but like that's still his best song. You do not hear another Too Fast.
You ain't getting that shit no more.
You're not getting that shit no more, bro.
Man,
because it's not dark. It's not dark, but
Nah, I need that dark.
I need that darkness. I need that darkness.
I need mommy's like how I like my chicken. That dark.
But yeah, man.
Chicken.
But you liked it, RJ. You liked it.
No.
She was moonwalking in her living room.
You did.
I will say I liked it slightly more than I like most of his stuff. I like Saunderson. That was a really good album, but like I cannot listen to it again. And every time it comes back on, I'm like, okay, no.
Then I was broken.
Like it's a good the writing, lyricism, like it was good. It was smooth. It's just I just can't take it. But I felt like this album was fine.
Yeah.
But I'm just not putting it above anything else. It was literally just fun, and it felt like something he really wanted to do. So again, I'm always all up for artists and their creativity.
I feel.
And the vocals were better, so I'm happy about that. But as far as an album,
honestly, there's one song on here that I was mad about. I was like, this shit needs to get off of my fucking iTunes. What was it? It was the most Michael Jackson song on here.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about, but I don't know what it was called. Like again, for Bruno, for Brent, I didn't really write down any other songs other than Wrong Faces because I thought that song was so good, and then I was like, oh, this album's gonna be good, and then it just kind of fell flat.
Nah, that shit. He missed.
Unfortunately. But that'll move us on to an album I thought was amazing. Bruno Mars recently released The Romantic. I didn't hear any promo for it.
Other than the Grammy-winning song, fucking Die With a Smile. Is that on here?
Well, yeah, definitely that. But,
the
I didn't
biggest
see
song in the world right now.
any promo. I guess maybe that's enough promo, but
sure.
Did anybody listen to it or like?
No,
I did not.
I'm listening to it.
Okay.
Follow me on my YouTube page. I'm listening to it tomorrow, live reacting. I'm excited. I know that it's good. Bruno doesn't miss, bro.
I'm gonna try not to give too many details, but I will say my favorite songs from the album, "Risk It All," is the opening track.
Okay. Listen, if you can get
that's important. That's important.
Talk about it.
If you got the opener, if you got a good opener, we're in for a treat.
I don't think I've ever heard, well, not ever, but I haven't in a while heard an opening that was that big, that full, that dramatic. I'm
excited.
Yeah. That one,
I might live stream this shit.
You probably
do it.
You if you don't, you're gonna wish that you would have, because reaction time live wise, I can't even imagine, because Cha Cha Cha.
Cha-cha really.
You know what? I have to say something about Cha 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 only because it's got like
Are there features? Wait, are there features?
there are some features.
Don't spoil the features. Don't spoil the
Wait,
features.
no. Not features. I'm gonna try not to say about the specific things. I'm gonna keep it light. So Cha 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 was Spanish beat in the back, right? It's got the the Spanish
Yes.
and then it's got disco laced with that in the background. While some of the lyrics to the chorus are hip hop. And I'm not gonna say what it was, but
nah. Don't.
It's gonna
don't
This
spoil
gumbo
it.
ass song.
Nah,
Bro.
don't. He said gumbo ass.
It was so, and
I said
I've
gumbo
never
ass song.
heard anything like that. But I love the amount of texture that he put into this album. Like I feel like it gives a vibe of one thing, and then later down in the rest of us, like the songs, something completely new and fresh. And it was just it was just a vibe the whole way through. So
nah, Bruno's
honestly,
that guy.
I feel like this is his strongest.
For real.
album.
Bruno's that guy, man.
Oh my!
And
God.
he's trying
He's
so
always
many
been
great.
things.
That
Like
guy.
he's doing it for sure. And
We
it's
can't
going
talk-
well.
We can't talk anymore about this, RJ.
Yeah.
We haven't.
So that's
heard
why
it.
he was on Fortnite. Okay.
Probably. They must have heard it. Said,
Okay.
Come on.
That's a little early promo. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So it was some sort of promo, but I mean, top to bottom, an amazing. I'm excited to hear what you end up saying about it when you do listen. So
Nah,
definitely
for
send
sure.
that in.